Ladies and gentlemen, lately I've been hearing a lot of talk that the US needs more regulation. I've also been hearing that the US has too much regulation. What's going on here, you might ask? Well, lucky for you, what's going on is the perfect excuse for me to teach you the economics of regulation. First, let's ask ourselves a question. What is too much regulation? Behold, my favorite curve from environmental economics, the one specifically about regulations. The concept behind this curve is simple. The first regulations to an industry are going to be cheap to implement, creating a large impact per dollar amount. However, as the easy stuff is taken out of the way, regulation gets increasingly more expensive to implement until the curve appears to flatten off. This isn't regulation not working. This represents that it takes a large dollar amount to cause any change at all. As new tech is discovered and made cheap, the graph will shift to show the greater impact regulation can have for a lower price. So obviously, when the regulation costs are excessive for a little impact, that would be asinine to implement. And when there's no regulation, we clearly need more. But where's the ideal point on the curve? It's a tricky question that delves into the philosophical. What's the correct balance when it comes to human wealth? Whether that be wealth and safety, wealth and nature, or really whatever regulations touch on. And it gets better when you realize each regulation curve is going to look different. See, we've been talking about regulation as if it's a monolith. But open that box and we get the fact that each industry is going to have different curves. And we're on different locations in different curves. The easiest one to point out is AI, as there's very little regulation on them as of this video. Okay, shouldn't regulations end up too low on average? With the pressure businesses can put on the government, you'd expect this outcome. If there's less regulation, there's less cost for businesses, the supply curve would be lower, they sell more, they make more money. However, costs being too high can be desirable. When it comes to business, competition is a big threat, as they can slowly eat away at your market share, and then the money you save from low regulations means nothing. By pushing for stricter regulations, a business can attempt to choke out competition and create barriers of entry to the market. So overall, regulations aren't as clear-cut a topic as you might think, so you'll have to specify if you want to talk about regulations yourself. I hope that answers your question, for I have been the Archduck.